Why do you think it is so hard for you to take care of yourself? Why is it so hard to do that? If I were to guess, and again, I'm speaking to you, but I'm really speaking to myself as well. But if I were to guess, I would say you've been taking care of people your entire life. You've been giving and serving others and meeting needs. You're probably the one that the family calls on if something should happen. It's second nature for you to serve and give and make sure others are taken care of, even when you're tired, even when you're sick, even when you're feeling down, even when you're just on your last leg. My guess is you've been doing it for so long. Taking care of others have become your norm. And what's so amazing about people like you is many of you don't even complain about it. You don't even complain. You just continue to give and serve and meet needs, whether it's your family, friends, at work, just giving and giving and giving. And sometimes you can get wore out from that. You know, if I were to ask you right now, and I asked my friend this question a couple months ago, I had a talk with a good friend of mine, and I asked her, I said, what is it that makes you happy? What do you like doing? And she said, Z, it's so hard for me to answer that. So the first couple responses she was giving me, it all tied to her kids, you know, or her husband, or her family, or, other things. And it was so hard for her to just be able to give an answer that was just directly dealing with her. And so, if I were to ask you the question, what is it that makes you happy? Now, people like you and myself that give a lot, we normally would say, well, I actually really do enjoy giving to other people and serving other people. I like to smile on their face when I love serving, and God continues to, bless me, and I love to turn around and give it right back. And blah. I know that. That's a given. That's a given. For people like us, that's our heart, and that's our normal response. But I want to go a layer lower than that, or deeper. My question is, what really makes you happy? What do you like doing? I know for myself, I've had a hard time answering that. I have a very hard time answering that without tying it to the happiness for other people. So take some time. If you could take a moment, you can even pause this video or pause the podcast you might be listening to. I know some of you might be listening just to the audio. Some might be watching the video. Pause this for a second and write down, what is it that makes you happy? What do you like doing for you? What do you like doing for you? You're giving so much to other people. But are you living? Are you living? And I don't mean this as a sad, boohoo crying podcast post. I don't think this necessarily has to be a heavy message, but I think it's probably coming out like that because I'm very serious in what I'm asking. As I'm asking you this question, I'm challenging myself as well. So pause this podcast for a minute and ask yourself those questions. Are you truly living right now? And I can hear some people saying, well, Z, giving to other people, that is living. Let's just put that aside for a moment, because I'm not challenging you on if you're a quote unquote good person or not. I'm talking about you taking care of you. I'm talking to those people that go to bed at night and they've been working all day, every day, taking care of other people to some degree. That's for people that are staying at home and not quote unquote working right now. And those are also that message is also for people that are working full-time jobs. Because in either case, at least all the people I know, whether they're working at a company or at home, still have a very busy, packed day. Because many times the people that are at home that are not working right now are still very much so taking care of kids or other family members or, other things that they're responsible for. Could be pets, could be whatever. Just take some time to think through those questions. Are you living? I'm talking to the people that go to bed at night completely tired. You go to bed planning and thinking through what you got to do in the morning or the next day. The majority of your prayers are even for other people. When you go shopping, you're probably thinking of other people. I know I am. Again, I'm speaking to myself, so you're just getting the benefit of listening to me, I guess, speak to myself, but I'm also speaking to you. Even when you go shopping, you're thinking, what's best for other people? What do they want? What do they need? I was asking God the other day. It was even yesterday. I was praying to God and I said, God, I'm grateful for everything you've given me, everything you've done. I'm grateful for my family, my friends, my life, the good and the bad. But I said to him, God, please show me how to live. I sat in my closet, and that's where this message is coming from, by the way, because God just started pouring into my spirit. And then in my spirit, God is like, you got to talk about this. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a podcast and talk about this. But I asked God, show me how to live. Show me how to live. You didn't create this beautiful earth for me to not enjoy it. And that doesn't mean I walk around sad and not enjoying my life. So don't take this message down the path of, oh, she must be going through something again. We always are going through something. And it's not that I'm not happy with my life. I want to make that clear. But go deeper with me. I'm talking about just a level of not feeling guilty or not thinking it's selfish to take care of yourself. I think for a lot of people, and I know I'm not, maybe I am the only one. I don't think I am. Comment and tell me. But I think for a lot of people that are natural givers, especially those that have tremendous responsibilities involving family, it's so hard for us to realize that it is holy and even serving to God that we also take care of ourselves. Mentally, spiritually, physically, in every way. In every way. I'm tempted to share some details about how I've so taken care of my kids and everybody else, but I still got, I'll just say, physical things with myself that I need to take care of. But I always put my kids and everybody else first, and there's nothing wrong with serving and giving. So don't tag this as a message that, oh, you're saying don't serve and give anymore, because if you do that, you'll miss the whole point. The point of this is, it is not a selfish act to take care of you. That's an act of love. I don't want you to burn yourself out. I know there's somebody that I'm speaking to right now that's looking into this camera or listening to this podcast that is just beyond tired, wore out. I know you don't complain a lot about it. I know you're grateful to God. I know you're grateful. I know you love him. I know you do. He knows that you do. And so you feel this battle of, man, I don't want to complain because God is providing, and I don't want to, make it seem like I'm not grateful, but at the same time, I'm tired. I did a post called Grateful and Tired. If you haven't listened to that one, you really should watch it. So I guess this is almost like a part 2 to that now that I think about it. But I am trying to give a message to those people that are tired, grateful, constantly giving, constantly putting themselves last, and literally have a hard time even finding the time to take care of them. It's so important that you spend time on you. And I'm going to take this challenge myself. I'm taking this challenge myself to slow my butt down and to enjoy life and to live. I said to God, I said, you know, God, what a shame it would be to leave this earth never having lived. That's a pretty deep statement. And I'm not saying I've never lived. So again, please don't take this as, oh, she's saying her life has been not. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just making a point that I think I'm just beginning to realize, you know, it's something about, at least for me, it's something about, you know, coming up on the age of 50 that makes me just see life so differently. I don't know what it is, because I'll be 50 in just a little bit, in a couple months. And as of the recording of this podcast, and I don't know, I just see things so differently. When I survey all that God has done in my life, when I survey all that I've done, and again, I don't regret any of it, but I also just look back and, man, I really do have a hard time thinking of me or doing things to take care of just myself. Am I even honoring the temple that God has given me? Am I even exercising and working out? I'm one of those people that have a gym membership and like literally never went. Like one time to sign up and just didn't even go back in. But I made sure my kids and everybody else have a membership. You know, I'm one of those people making sure I'm buying, you know, fruit and vegetables and making sure the kids got everything they need. And then I'm just eating on the fly. I'm one of those people that would give my last to help someone, and I'll go without. You know, and again, I don't think there's anything wrong with giving. I think that's why God continues to overflow our cup. And while he continues to keep our streams filled, because he knows he can get out of us what he puts in us. However, and there's a big however, God also wants us to take care of ourselves. And it is not selfish. You've got to take care of yourself as well. Let's take a look at Jesus real quick, if you don't mind me diving just a little deeper. Just a little deeper. I thought about Jesus and I thought, man, well, he gave all the time. Like his whole life was about giving and serving and meeting needs and blah, 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 right? And my goal, my heart's desire is to imitate him. But you know what's amazing about him is he always took time to get off to himself and pray. Did you know that? He got away from the crowds. He needed time for him and for God. In Matthew 14, I'm just going to read just a couple really quick passages. In Matthew 14, before Jesus walked on the water, do you want to know what he did? So in Matthew 14, in verse 22, it says, immediately Jesus made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side while he dismissed the crowd. After he dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. And then it just goes on to talk about when evening came, he was there alone. So he was there a long time. He went off by himself. He took care of him. Now, I understand he was praying and he's praying for others, but Jesus got away from that. You know, he had to center himself and get alone, nurture him, his walk with God. Does that make sense? There's another one in here. There's plenty. So I just kind of came up with a few random ones. In Mark chapter 1, verse 35. Jesus prays in a solitary place very early in the morning while it was still dark. Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed. In fact, Simon and his companions went on to look for him, and when they found him, they exclaimed, everyone's looking for you. You know, so they had been looking for him. Jesus, he's like, whoa, I got to take care of this. Be with my Father. I understand there's a whole lot of needs. People we got to save, souls we got to save, preaching I got to do. You follow me? One more. Let's just do one more. There's another one in Luke chapter, well, there's plenty, but Luke chapter 5. In verse 15, it says, so Luke 5, let me make sure I'm giving it right, because I know you guys will call me out if I give the wrong passage. Luke 5:15, yet the news about him spread all the more, so that the crowds of people came to hear him and to be healed of their sicknesses. Okay, so you talk about a lot of needs. Check this out. Read verse 16. But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. So I wanted this to be an encouraging message. And so I'll end it with this. You need to take care of yourself. It's okay for people not to be okay. It's okay for, some work that you got to do that's got to sit for a little bit. So it's even okay if some people get upset with you, feeling like, why are you doing this and taking care of you? Why are you going off to a lake and praying or going on a walk? Why are you leaving for 3 days or 2 days to just go be off to yourself? When I got all these things I need you to do for me, or we got needs over here. Why are you doing? It's okay for people to not be okay with you making decisions to take care of you. I found that, and I'm not going to lie, I got to be honest, because I'm not going to lie to you guys. The few times outside of my prayer time in my closet with God that I like to do all the time, but the few times I've gotten away or done things just for me has been some of the biggest revival moments for me, because I get re-energized. It's almost like my spirit is refreshed. So I just want to encourage you to take care of you. I know many of you are tired, and I know many of you go nonstop, and I know you do it with a smile on your face and without complaining. But I really want to nail this point. Taking care of yourself is not a selfish act. It is an act of love. So please take this message to heart and spend some time on yourself. Spend some time asking God to show you how to live. Answer that question, what makes you happy? What do you like doing? What do you like doing? Spend some time on you. And you'll find, at least in my humble opinion, you'll actually be able to give even more. You'll actually, to me, grow even more in your walk with God, because you'll have a better appreciation of life and fulfillment. Anyway, I love you all. This is Z with Unlocking Greatness Podcast. Please subscribe, share this message to encourage others, and I thank you so much for taking this time to listen. Bye-bye. Hi, everyone. This is Z again. Do not forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification button. Bye-bye.